qualifying heat.
Carmichael starting right next to Mike LaRocco, also on a Honda. He's just to the inside of Mike, and like I always say, if you're a little bit to the inside and you get a good jump, you can just shove everybody wide in the first corner.
One thing about Supercross is no matter how well or how badly you've done in the past, it doesn't matter. You got to qualify every race. We're off and running. Nice move by Windham on the inside. Got the whole shot, but it's Travis Pastrana out in front. Look at that bright chartreuse yellow outfit. He's being pursued by his Suzuki teammate Ezra Lusk as they hit the sand.
Oh, Travis makes a big mistake right there coming out of the sand. His teammate gets by. And look at these guys' outfits. I mean, this is something I've never seen before, and I like it.
Little camouflage there for Kevin Windham, huh, Dave?
Yeah, it's new. I see Travis a little bit over anxious. Rides the nose into that corner. For most riders, that would turn into a little bit more loss of time, but Travis is so good at recovering from mistakes.
Chad Reed is in third. And it's Ron Connett getting edged out right now out of fourth by Tim Ferry.
And an uncharacteristically bad start. I mean, a bad start for Carmichael. He's just now working himself into the top half of this pack. I don't think he's going to have a chance at catching these guys. You see Kevin ruins his timing through there, and there goes Travis.
Great move by Travis Pastrana, and now the crowd comes alive again as they look at each other going over the triple into the sand. Roger DeCoster holding his breath that the two Suzukis will take each other out.
I think he's used to it now. These guys ride, train together. He sees a lot more crazy stuff during the week. Look at that.
Incredible. Windham's putting on a fine show against Pastrana, and they're pointing at each other. Oh, the crowd is loving it.
This is just what Kevin needed, too, to be able to get out and have a good heat race, beat Delta Days for a change, and relax a little bit, have some fun. For Travis, it's business as usual. This is just recess for him. You
see, Carmichael is in the number 9 position. He needs to go up to 4th before qualifying. You got Windham, Pastrana, Chad Reed, Nathan Ramsey on the 4-stroke Honda. And Carmichael is back in 9th. Bar out in front is what the crowd's reacting to. Carmichael having problems.
He looked a little shaky to me in practice. He was fast. He and Travis were definitely the fastest from on my watch, but he was a little shaky. That was the problem he had here at the first Anaheim. And he can hear the crowd going bananas. That's because Travis and Kevin have passed each other several times. They're having their fun out there, looking at each other. No arm pump for these guys.
Travis Pastrana, number 199 with number 14, right behind him, Kevin Windham. Whoa, one little mistake, and his teammate is right on him.
I believe Travis is coming off a little bit more momentum. He's got a little bit more confidence. He seemed a little bit faster in the practice yesterday and this afternoon, so I think he might be able to break free here if he doesn't have to ride defensive and block his line with his teammate.
And this is the first round that he's really gotten rid of that sinus infection and the headaches that went along with it.
Well, I know how that could feel. I have that myself right now. These guys don't have the luxury of sitting out. They've got to perform no matter what. Travis is good at anything to do with adversity. Anytime he's got a cast or anything happens to his bike, to his body, he's always able to overcome it. This cold is nothing.
You know, Kevin Windham, when they had the introductions out before the fans, before the national anthem, he came out a little 80 mini bike. That's got to be a planned thing to kind of loosen him up.
Yeah, definitely, and it's working right now.
Let's go to Davey, trackside.
Hey, guys, watch Travis go through these moves. We used to talk a lot about Jeremy McGrath being able to ride above the track. Pastrana is hitting the first whoop, which can't be more than knee-high, and jumping about the next 7. He's the only guy doing it when he comes around. He could win the main event if he could do that 20 times in a row later on tonight.
Here's Pastrana out in front. He got his first 250 podium last week in San Diego, a 2nd place.
That's the section right there Davey talked about. Travis jumps about 6 or 7 bumps in, and it's a much faster line. He's already been able to pass Kevin there twice, but Kevin won't let him off the hook.
Kevin right behind him, not anticipating a fall, that's for sure.
Now Kevin's got one line on the track that's much better than Travis. That's through the sand. He goes to the right, He has a chance for a block pass there if Travis leaves the door open. And I can just imagine how these guys are going to look over that finish line jump the final lap. They're both in the main. They're both riding well. They're having a good time. Travis is pulling tricks. I don't know if
a second in the opening round, a third in last week's round as Travis Pastrana, number 199, continues to lead by that 0.7 of a second over his teammate.
The front end almost washed out right there. He's pushing it hard. He's starting to move a little bit more to the inside through the sand section. He just turned the fastest lap, the last lap of the entire group. Plus, with a 55.5. Plus, he owns the fastest lap of the race at a 54.5.
He had the fastest lap of last week's race, holding on to second place.
You know, if you look at Travis, any level of racing that he's ever been in, he's always been able to rise to the top. The 250 class, I thought would take him the longest, but here he is, round 2 and 3, proving that he's the title contender.
He got by Fonseca, who's riding with an extremely injured elbow on Team Honda's effort. Final lap, white flag is out for Travis Pastrana. Pastrana improved vastly from first round to second, the 19th in the first round, a second in the second round. But Windham also had a big improvement last week over the opener. He got the whole shot, slipped to 6th place, but he held on well after having a miserable first round. Windham started on a 14th and moved back up to 8th in that opening round.
Here comes a chance to pay a little something back to the fans. They love this kid.
Nothing but lappers in front of him.
That line starting to develop down the left side of the whoops. That'll be the favorite for a while, but by the main event, that run will get so deep, they'll start to move back out into the middle.
Only moments to the checkered flag for Travis Pastrana. The neck for Travis. Ricky Carmichael's not going to transfer. He's 6th behind LaRocco. So Nathan Ramsey put the Honda into the main event in 4th. And Chad Reed held on to 3rd. Boy, that was an impressive race. Welcome back to Edison International Field in Anaheim, California, where we saw 199 battle it out with his teammate number 14. Travis Pastrana victorious over Windham. Let's go to Davey.
You know, Travis, for a guy who's always having fun, that looked like a whole lot of fun.
That was the best Supercross race I ever had in my life. I know it's just a qualifier, but man, Kevin and I, it felt like practice. We were just going out there just railing, and Kevin, he kills me all the time in practice. So I'm just really glad to see that he's, you know, getting out there, and I hope he can step it up for the main like he did there, but kind of half of me hopes he doesn't, because he's just unbelievable. But you know, our Suzukis are running really great, and what a fun race.
You know, last week, if you'd had one more lap, you might have gotten your first 250 main event win. Tonight, you might only need 20 laps.
Yeah, well, last week, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Villeman's just perfect every single time. But, you know, this time, I feel ready. I feel healthy, and I'm ready to go out and win. So thank you.
Championship contender Kevin Windham. In the other will be his rival, Chad Reed. There's Windham on the 14 bike, front and center there, the Honda CRF 450. The AMSOIL-sponsored machine. Windham out of Mississippi. And we sweep across the start there. Isaiah Johnson on the 198. These guys now their turn to get nervous and get it on, as we say, Ricky.
We saw Travis Pastrana so excited about this race. But Greg, what do you have for us?
Well, Chuck Stanton, who works with the Honda team, told his guys line up just to the left of the Honda box. That's going to give you more of a straight shot into turn 1. And when you get there, roll out of it just a little so you can dive on the inside, just like James Stewart did earlier in the 125.
Well, if you can do what James Stewart did, the board is sideways, get through that first corner second. James Stewart's qualifying time was 25 seconds faster than Steve Lanson's.
With fireworks added by the promoters, the fireworks in 250 are underway. Kevin Windham with the whole shot into turn number 1. Half the field, it seems like, running wide, but in fact only one rider off the racetrack. Windham's out in front, but not by much.
Pastrana got bounced around a little bit. Jeremy Israel with and Travis Pastrana just taking the words right out of my mouth. Went from 5th to 2nd in one stretch of whoops. Unbelievable.
Man, oh man, the comeback of Travis Pastrana has certainly gotten off with a bang here as he went from 5th to 2nd in one little straightaway behind Kevin Windham. Now, is Windham ever going to look back, or is somebody going to have to tell him that the 199 is coming?
Oh, no, Kevin will know. Kevin's one of the riders on the 4-stroke 450. Kevin manages the power very well, but Travis Pastrana has not ridden since the opening round of the 2003 National. Been out with a knee injury, re-injured it in freestyle. Then now this is his first race back and looking very, very strong.
Well, Kevin Windham did what he had to do, get out in front, but he has not had to contend with Travis Pastrana for over a year. So Windham may remember, he may not, how to race against this youngster if he gets up to him.
Well, you know what I call Travis Pastrana is a 6'3" Bob Hanna. He lets the bike swap side to side. It doesn't worry him. That's his comfort zone. We're watching the different riders. David Villemin and Jeremy Israel having a very, very strong start and running out there. So it's good to see some different riders up there in the mix.
Villemin on the number 12 machine that we looked at right there, the blue Yamaha, but 4 riders and 4 only transfer out of this one. So Windham looks good. Pastrana looks good. Perhaps his fitness, his endurance might be at issue. If he just gets out into a second position like this, will he play it safe and say, okay, fine, I'm going to get into the main, I'm not going to wear myself out?
But when he talked in the opening ceremony, he was saying, well, you know, I haven't raced that much, and he's a very humble character, but he said, yeah, I want to win. But you know what? This is a different Travis Pastrana than I've ever seen. Very smart, not trying to jump everything, not trying to impress everybody. I think he's going to watch Kevin Windham, learn from him, and then come back and give it everything he's got in the main event.
Well, Villemin in 3rd position and the 4th and final transfer position right now. One of them can set out after Ramsey and try to get into the main event here from the heat.
Now, I've been in this position. You get a great start, you're running strong like Kevin Windham, and now all of a sudden you see a guy that hasn't raced in over a year chasing you down. You're doing everything you feel is right, and you're watching this 6'3" kid chase you down and now all over your back fender.
Windham and Pastrana nose to tail right now. Windham still riding in a very controlled fashion. He hasn't panicked under any circumstances, but Pastrana can put panic in you if you haven't felt it in a while. Just being back has given everybody a thrill.
Well, Pastrana has said in the past that he feels that Kevin Windham is the world's best rider. So smooth, so slick, but now he's learning from him, and let's see what he does with him. Kevin looks like Travis got a little more speed. I was amazed at how fast he went at the test track this week, and it's showing that it's not a fluke.
Well, I was going to say, you've been with him for this last week when that decision to come here and race was made. So what is he doing here?
Well, he's racing, man. He went out there, did motos, looked strong, was fast, and he's putting it all together.
Kevin Windham in the air and just in front of Travis Pastrana right now. 3 laps down, heading for the finish of 4. It is going to put 4 riders into the main event.
It's one thing for Travis to follow Kevin this close, but if he can catch Kevin and pass him, that will give him such an emotional boost going into this main event. But you notice, you see, Travis isn't taking chances. This is not the old Travis that we used to see before. That it was checkers or wreckers. He's out there to learn, and I think he's going to be strong in that main event.
A 7-lap race to qualify only 4 riders. Pastrana banking it off the berm behind Kevin Windham right now, and I think Dave Despain has something to add to all of this.
We had Beatty Coombs on the other night from Racer X magazine, sort of joining the general opinion, I think, about the unpredictability of Travis Pastrana. A little bobble right there as he tries to reel in Windham. His take on it was, Travis Pastrana could go out and win this race or go out and finish dead last, and neither would surprise me. I think that volatility is what gets this crowd so excited as they watch this kid. And these people are going bananas as he gets up there to race with Kevin Windham.
Our esteemed colleague Dave Despain up in the Victory Lane building. We'll be hearing from him from time to time. Right now, we're hearing everything we can stand from Kevin Windham and Travis Pastrana. Stay with us.
877-99 Steel.
Welcome back to the Daytona Supercross by Honda under the lights at the Daytona International Speedway. Kevin Windham, Travis Pastrana getting into the lappers already very soon as Windham is still out in front. Pastrana's been hounding him for several laps. Got up to him pretty quick, has not been able to make a move just yet. Greg White. Well, we'll catch Greg in just a moment. He had something to add as Windham has gotten past a couple of lap riders pretty quickly. Are they going to balk Travis Pastrana up a little bit? No.
Well, they're not hurting Travis. Travis is getting through him well. But Greg, what do you have for us?
Well, first thing, Kevin Windham, I spent some time with him last night, and we talked briefly about how this track is more like an outdoor national than any other track they go to in the Supercross series. He was real confident. The second thing is on Travis Pastrana. We went to his pit and wanted to get a hold of him, but he was back at the hotel. The Suzuki team wanted to keep every bit of energy in him as possible, and my question is Travis going to spend the extra energy to catch Windham, pass him, and win this, or just make it to the main event?
Well, if you know Travis Pastrana, like everybody knows Travis Pastrana, he's going to give it all he's got. But he is learning from Kevin. He has a world of respect for Kevin. These two guys rode for Suzuki the year before, and they raced together. As you can see him, he's learning from him. Even though Travis is known as the best freestyler, he knows that Kevin Windham can put sections together.
Oh, Kevin Windham just made a mistake that handed Travis Pastrana the lead. So Windham, who was riding flawlessly up until that point, now we'll see if Pastrana can handle the pressure on this final lap. They have just switched positions and are so far in front of everybody else, about 18 seconds in front of third place, but they just swapped spots.
Kevin Windham lost rhythm. That's where Brock Kepler had trouble. That's what you try to do is stay on top of all those tabletops, and now Travis Pastrana swapping side to side. Some people might look at that as a mistake, but like I said, this is a 6'3" Bob Hanna who lives in that swapping side-to-side zone.
Travis Pastrana, one of only a couple of riders to win in 125. Checkered flag is out, and Travis Pastrana gives us a little taste of some of that freestyle. Kevin Windham, a more subdued finish behind him. Both will go to the final, along with the next two riders to finish, which should be David Villemin and Nathan Ramsey.
Right now, a battle between, I think it's Keith Johnson and Grant Langston making a sudden move. And then Ramsey goes off, and I'm at a loss for words.
It's Villemin and Ramsey that hold off Langston, but what a wild finish there between Nathan Ramsey and Grant Langston for that final transfer position. We'll take another look at the lead as Travis Pastrana mounts the podium there. Here's what happened to the number 14, Kevin Windham.
I told you you cannot relax here at Daytona. Those grooves don't look like much, but he was a little bit off to the side, overjumped that just by a hair. When you put even the world's best rider 2 inches off to the left, that's trouble.
So Travis Pastrana ends up with the win. Those tough blocks don't give you an inch. Even if you land on top of them, they're a whole lot different than the dirt. Let's go to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, you were wondering why maybe you came here to Daytona. I think checkered flags was the reason, and you got one. And the big difference was getting through that rhythm section the last time. How did you catch him and pass him?
Really, it wasn't up to me. I was just riding pretty much as hard as I could. K-Dub messed up that rhythm a little bit. Hopefully put a little pressure on him, but man, K-Dub's an awesome rider. I'm just stoked to be here. This is great.
You know, you took a lot of time today to rest and relax and get yourself up to speed physically for this race. Now, the heat race is in the books. How do you feel, and do you have enough energy left to do the same thing in the main?
Oh, don't tell anyone, but I'm spent. No, it should be good. I'm going to get out there and give it my all. Hopefully, if I can stay with them, halfway, I'll be able to pick it up towards the end.
What are you going to do now to relax and get that stamina built up for the main?
Go back and go to bed. Maybe watch James Stewart. That guy's amazing. Pissing me off.
He's moving on.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is heat number 1 in the 250 class. Kevin Windham, David Villemin's in there, Nick Way, Damon Huffman, and Travis Pastrana, the return of number 199. And Travis will be running our helmet cam tonight, Cameron.
And taking a look from his view, that should be pretty exciting. This 30 board is down, and they're off. Check it out from Travis's view. Oh, getting pinched by Way, but he has the inside line. Let's see how he makes it work.
Damon Huffman out in front. Look at Travis going to the inside. Travis Pastrana pitches off David Villemin and gets the lead.
And you see Travis going for that triple, come up a little short. Windham going for one and coming up a little bit short. So right now, the helmet cam to the front with some great moves. Smart racing by Travis Pastrana.
Welcome back to Supercross 199 and the helmet cam to boot. So it's Pastrana out in front, Kevin Windham right behind him. And this should be a great race with Villemin currently sitting in third. Nick Way's in fourth as they come through for the green flag. Let's look at this one more time. I thought Travis was all but out of this.
Everybody's so close right there in the triple. Travis has the inside line. That's what I'm talking about, being smart. And then he comes up a little bit short there. And Villemin right in front of him as they go towards the triple. Travis has a little bit of a better run, but he does have the inside line. Takes everybody wide. It's his lead, and now everybody's got a gun for him.
Back to racing action. Travis Pastrana still out in front. Number 199 on board the Suzuki. Behind him, number 14 is Kevin Windham on board the Honda. Number 12, David Villemin on board the Yamaha. We have got all the factories represented up in front. We're just missing a KTM and a Kawasaki. We'd have a complete complete sweep.
Well, you watch in that rhythm section, we've talked about going triple, triple, triple. No one looking like they're able to do it. We've seen some triples mixed in there in different areas. We'll see if the riders use that as a passing area. Right now, Windham is just right all over Travis Pastrana. Travis has to find a place that he's faster, and you see Travis's back end coming around a little bit. He's looking over to see if Windham's there. Windham had a great drive in the whoops.
So Travis Pastrana out in front. Kevin Windham sits in second. Here comes David Villeman, and look at Windham trying to get a drive on him, had a slight bobble there in the whoop section leading up to that big triple, unable to close the door. He'll go to the inside line. Can he get him here?
There we go. We talked about the triple, triple, triple. Will they use it? Kevin Windham uses it beautifully. Travis, maybe just not sure of it just yet. The track is groomed before the racing, and maybe he wasn't familiar with the line after the tractors had hit it and wanted to take a couple looks at it. But right now, Kevin Windham used it, and he is getting a bit of a lead on Travis, so probably the faster of the two riders. The lap times are very close. Whoa, look at the lap time. The last one for Windham, under 50 seconds.
What's happened right here? Because Travis looked like he had it.
Well, it looked like he had the run for it, and it looked like he came up just a little bit short there, trying to do that other option, and Windham just coming through smoothly.
Kevin Windham way too experienced to let that opportunity slip by as he goes over the triple here. Travis Pastrana now closing back in. So it is Windham and Pastrana and Villeman, 1, 2, and 3. But remember, it's the top four advancing on, so Travis Pastrana in a very good position right now, currently running in second place behind your leader, Kevin Windham, number 14 on board the Honda. We're going to step aside and take a break. We come back, much more 250 racing from St. Louis, Missouri. Travis Pastrana currently in second. Welcome back to St. Louis, Missouri. This is 250 heat number 1, the THQ World Supercross GP and the THQ AMA Supercross Series. Your leader, number 14, is Kevin Windham out of Centerville, Mississippi. Behind him, number 199 on board the Suzuki. That's Travis Pastrana just coming into your view. Number 12, David Villeman on the Yamaha.
And you saw there, again, Travis having a little bit of a hard time with that section, coming up just a little short. See riders sliding around. Maybe the traction is not really perfect. I can see some loose dirt in the corners. Lots of roofs flying around, so maybe the traction a factor going into that triple-triple section.
Talking to Kevin Windham's mechanic, Jonathan Hyland, he said this track is perfectly suited. He said this is the kind of track Kevin Windham would build if he was doing one. He was putting down some unbelievable lines yesterday in practice, railing through the corners and riding a wheelie all the way through the whoop section. Unbelievable how well he's been riding.
He's been riding great, and I spent some time in his rig with him this afternoon, and just so calm, cool, and collected. I talked to him about the race. He says, you know what, Cameron? I really don't think about the racing until I get down there. It doesn't work for me. I just go out, ride, practice. I don't really care about the lap times in practice. So much hubbub made about that. I just go out when it's time to race. I'm doing the racing, and Travis Pastrana right now is trying to put on a charge to get up with Windham. Maybe just wants to see how he measures up, because the main event is where it really matters. Travis is in qualifying position right now, but hey, these guys are racers and they want to win.
And the white flag comes out for Kevin Windham. This is the final lap. We know Windham has the talent and the ability to win it all. But I'll tell you what, Travis Pastrana, this is only his second week back. He raced last week in Daytona. Here he is in St. Louis. He says he'll probably race one more time on the Supercross Series, and he has been doing phenomenal, currently running second. But here's a great battle right now. Remember, 4 will advance onto the main event, and Nick Way holds it down, but here comes T. Evans. Tyler Evans, number 58, trying to get that 4th spot and avoid going to a semi.
Well, Tyler looking great right there. We've seen a lot of ups and downs from Tyler Evans, and he's good friends with Nick Way. I'd expect these guys to keep it real clean, but Tyler looking into this inside line, and he keeps it clean, but he sweeps the line, and let's see what happens. Evans going for the triple where Way is doing the doubles. Oh, crisscrossing.
So Kevin Windham will pick up the victory. Jamie Little.
Thanks so much, Todd. You know, Kevin Windham and Travis Pastrana, they used to hang out quite a bit, ride together all the time when they were teammates, and now he's back. What's it like being out there with him again?
Well, you know, we're on different teams now, but, you know, I think the sport missed him. It's good for him to be back, and it kind of flashes me back into, what was it, 2002 when we were at Anaheim, doing the same thing, just going at it during the heat race, so it felt really good. But, you know, I'm focused on the main tonight, looking forward to trying to duplicate a ride like that for 20 laps, and interested to see here in this next heat how Chad's going to do.
Tell us about that pass on Travis. Looks like he made a little bobble there in the rhythm section.
Yeah, the first lap I messed up, and then the second lap I was able to get a good drive through there. He made a little mistake and went into the lead. Tried to shake him, couldn't do it. It was a great race.
line. This is the one that has Kevin Windham, Mike LaRocco, Nick Way, Heath Voss, Tyler Evans, Keith Johnson, Eric Vallejo, just to name a few. And Heath Voss needs to qualify, Cameron. If he qualifies for the main event, he gets the THQ World Supercross title. On board with Travis Pastrana. Pastrana gave us a great look with the helmet cam. Into second, tries to go triple into first. Look at this.
Yeah, Travis Pastrana right there. Eric Vallejo with the hole shot, but let's watch Travis tonight. He's got to keep it smooth. He can't have little problems. He can't fall down and get run over. We know he has the speed. He can run. He can win. He's in the lead right now. This is what it takes. Pastrana just has to keep it on two wheels.
Travis Pastrana, your leader. Kevin Windham moves past Vallejo, so it's Pastrana and Windham going 1 and 2 right now. Vallejo slides to third as they come through and take the green flag. So Travis Pastrana, it's the helmet cam. Has him out front, but he's got trouble in the back door in the form of number 14 on board the Honda, Kevin Windham.
And in case you're wondering about the look there, Kevin Windham running the purple bike. Oh, look at this! Running up the outside, Travis. Let's see what they decide to do now. Travis is in Kevin's line. He likes to run the edge. Travis goes for one triple. Not able to triple. We've seen it in practice, and it may happen.
Speaking of practice, yesterday, Travis Pastrana went down hard in practice in that very section to the inside. It's Windham. Does he have to drive as they hit the triple together? They look at each other. Oh, my!
The point over, both guys.
And as they come to the tunnel, Kevin Windham on board the Honda goes to the front. Travis Pastrana in second. That is some fine showmanship.
At Track Walk, Todd, I was down on the track, and these two guys were walking around together. Well, what's going on? Some kind of conspiracy? And Kevin says, we haven't talked about dirt bikes until you walked up.
Unbelievable. Well, here's the pass on Vallejo. Pastrana pulled off the early part. On the right side of your screen, he's all business, goes underneath the tunnel, comes out in front. Now watch this on board.
Skip it across, the triple.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
And Pastrana, as we go back to racing action, goes to the inside. Pastrana goes back to the lead. So Pastrana and Windham. Oh my, you gotta be kidding me.
Kidding me? Travis Pastrana has collected many X Games gold medals along the way, and he just threw the knack while looking over at Windham and passing him at the same time.
Forget Siegfried and Roy. Let's get Pastrana and Windham down on the strip putting on a show. You got to be kidding me. Have you ever seen anyone pull a knack in the middle of a heat race battling for first?
Well, I know that the AMA has scolded Tyler Evans for doing it on the parade lap. I can only imagine if they might say something here. I'm not sure, but hey, Travis is having a good time racing. We're having a good time watching, so who cares what he does?
It is the last race of the year, the Supercross finale here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Travis Pastrana, I won't say he's going out with a bang, but he is putting on quite a show. And Windham now back to the lead. Let's watch.
Windham going to the inside line. Look over at each other again. The one thing to point out here is there's no one behind them. They've taken off, so they're having fun, and Travis is definitely having a good time, but there's no one nearby. And this is what Kevin Windham needs if he wants to try to win the championship. He needs a guy like Pastrana to run up there in between him and Reed.
It's Windham, Pastrana, LaRocco, Evans, and Way, the top five. But right now, all eyes in Sam Boyd Stadium are on 1 and 2. Kevin Windham and Travis Pastrana putting on a show. We'll be back with more of the 250 Heat 1 after this.
Corner is where he's been coming up on the inside of him. And he comes up inside, but he's not close enough to make the move. So we'll see if it happens over here in the rhythm section. Oh, Windham throws it flat, yes.
Kevin Windham on the left-hand side of your screen. He is your leader. On the right-hand side, it is the battle for fourth place. Kevin Windham has pretty much dominated this race. Other than the great show, he'll come through. Your winner, 250, heat number 2, Kevin Windham. Now the battle for fourth place rages on. Nick Way and Heath Voss. Nick Way currently holds down fourth. Heath Voss maintains fifth. If Voss can't get past him, the door still remains open for David Huffman.
And Pastrana just took the checkers for the second place. He's into the main event, and right now,
Nick Way does his job. So Heath Voss is going to have to wait to celebrate.
Last week he goes through the LCQ.
Oh, my.
Nail biter.
So Kevin Windham picks up the victory here in 250, heat number 1. A solid performance, definitely one for the ages. As we take a look at the final results, 250, heat number 2, your winner, Kevin Windham, followed by Travis Pastrana, Mike LaRocco, and Nick Way, all moving on to the main event. Let's send it down to Jamie Little.
Well, Todd, Travis Pastrana and Kevin Windham, they used to ride together a lot. They used to be teammates. Kevin, it looked like you guys are having just a little bit of fun out there. What was going through your mind when he busted a knack-knack right next to you?
I just wish I would have known he was going to do it. He was so close, I swear I could have reached over and grabbed his rear fender, but it was cool. You know, and that brings us back to a couple years ago when we were riding together a lot. It's good to have Travis back in the heat, and you know, I knew he was going to be in my heat. We've been talking about it all day, so I was excited to have him up there, but really glad I could get my Honda to the win, and looking forward to a good main tonight.